Hello everyone, welcome to this session on current affairs. In this session, we are going to discuss a very important article which was published in the Hindu newspaper. This article, you can read it in the editorial section, and it is written by a former judge of Punjab and Haryana High Court, retired Justice 𝐀𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐜, and currently is also senior advocate and who is practicing at the Supreme Court. So, without delaying it further, let's straight away jump into this article. So, the title of the article is Clearing the Confusion over Saptapadi. So, what is the Saptapadi? So, recently, Supreme Court delivered a judgment wherein it held that Hindu marriage, which was though registered, but is not a valid marriage if the requisite rites and rituals associated with the marriage were not performed. So, as per Hindu Marriage Act, Saptapadi or any other ritual which the community believes that which is mandatory for them to be performed must be performed at the time of the marriage, without which the marriage can be declared as invalid. All right. So बहुत ही बेसिक है. हिंदू मैरिज एक्ट क्या कहता है? हिंदू मैरिज एक्ट ये कहता है कि जो भी राइट्स एंड रिचुअल्स हैं जो कि मैंडेटरी है कम्युनिटी में, इट कैन बी सप्तपदी और इट कैन बी अदर एनी अदर राइट्स एंड रिचुअल, it must be performed during the marriage. Otherwise, the marriage will not be a valid marriage. Why so? Because as per Hindu Marriage Act, Hindu marriages are not a contract. These are sacrament. All right. So Hindu religion में जो marriages हैं उसको sacrament की तरह देखते हैं. It's not a contract, and hence, apart from all the other conditions like free consent, parties must not be within prohibited relationship, and they must not be married. They must not be having a living spouse, है ना, बाइगमी को अवॉइड करने के लिए डिवोर्स नहीं होना चाहिए डिवोर्स के बिना. सो ये सब जो कंडीशंस है उसके अलावा भी जो सप्तपदी है वो होना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है, या जो दूसरे राइट्स एंड रिचुअल्स हैं दैट हैज टू बी प्रेजेंट, राइट. सो लेट्स सी व्हाट एग्जैक्टली द कोर्ट हेल्ड इन दिस केस. So I'll briefly tell you the background of this case. So in this case, a couple, they filed a transfer petition at the Supreme Court, stating that their marriage is not a valid marriage because the requisite rites and rituals were not performed. And in this case, they were seeking mutual divorce. All right. So Supreme Court delved into this case, and the Supreme Court held that though the marriage was registered, ठीक है, मैरिज जो है वो रजिस्ट्रार के पास प्रॉपरली रजिस्टर्ड था, but given the fact that the marriage during the marriage the requisite rituals were not performed, hence the marriage cannot be a valid marriage. ठीक है. अब इसमें एक मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग हो गई थी. A lot of people were speculating that without saptapadi the marriage cannot be a valid marriage. Now in this article, the Honorable Retired Justice Kannan, he has rightly pointed out that as per Section 7 of Hindu Marriage Act, the marriages can be solemnized according to the customary rites and ceremonies of either party. So दोनों parties में से किसी भी party के rites and ceremonies को perform किया जा सकता है. Section 7 subclause 2 further states that if saptapadi is one of the rites and ceremonies, then that can also be performed. तो जो 7 फेरे होते हैं, जो सप्तपदी होता है, अगर वो दोनों पार्टीज के राइट्स एंड रिचुअल्स में आता है at the time of marriage, then it can be performed. ठीक है. So what are the key takeaway? The key takeaway from this judgment is that saptapadi can be one of the essential rites and rituals. Other than that, any other rites and rituals जो कि दोनों पार्टीज के फैमिली परफॉर्म करते हैं, वो राइट्स एंड रिचुअल्स को परफॉर्म करना जरूरी है. क्यों? क्योंकि हिंदू मैरिजेस आर नॉट अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, दे आर sacrament. All right. Furthermore, customary practices and legal implication of this course needs to be understood. So different customs such as the exchange of garlands, rings, or tying of thali may also constitute the completion of marriage ceremonies depending on the community. So community क्या practice कर रही है, किस type के rites and rituals को recognize करती है, that is more important. So the Supreme Court referenced past judgments affirming that the presence of a priest is not necessary and marriages can be validated in the presence of relatives, friends, or any accepted witnesses. It further referred to a Tamil Nadu amendment which amended the Hindu Marriage Act to simplify the ceremonial requirements of marriage, allowing self-respect marriage. So Tamil Nadu state government ने Hindu Marriage Act को amend कर रखा है और self-respect marriages को भी allow किया है. Furthermore, Supreme Court also delved into the issue of public and secret marriages. So at times, the issue was, after the marriage, is it required to disclose the marital status to the society? Can marriage be also a secret marriage? So Supreme Court held that it is not mandatory to disclose the marital status. अगर आप शादी कर लिए हो और अगर आप you want to still keep it a private affair, then you can do it. Nobody can force you to disclose your marital status. All right. So the court upheld the marriages do not always require public solemnization. Secrecy due to social pressure does not invalidate a marriage. The Supreme Court also emphasized that forcing public declaration can violate right to privacy under Article 21 of the Constitution. All right. Then it also clarified on marriage settings. किस सेटिंग में मैरिज हो रहा है? इज इट रिक्वायर्ड कि बड़े बड़े सेरेमनीज हो या टेंपल में जाके ही शादी करनी है या आर्य समाज के राइट्स एंड रिचुअल्स के तहत ही करनी है? द आंसर इज नो. द ओनली रिक्वायरमेंट इज दैट any of the rites and rituals of either of the party must be performed, and it can be performed even at a place like lawyer's chamber, provided friends and other relatives are present. जरूरी नहीं कि priest का होना जरूरी है. If exchange of garland is the requisite rites and ritual, then performing that at a secret place in presence of few of the members, relatives or friends, that can also make the marriage a valid marriage. All right. So it's a very interesting case. A lot of people are talking about it, and I'm pretty sure from the point of view of your CLAT examination, this article will be definitely a good read. So without wasting any time, I would request all of you to go through this article, which you can find it on even on the Hindu website. All right. So by the way, I have one question for you. So if you know who is the chief architect of the Hindu personal law जो है उसको ड्राफ्ट करने में, उसको इनैक्ट करने में किनका हाथ है? With who is the leader behind it? Who was the minister? Then please let us know in the comment box. All right, I'll definitely answer this question in the next lecture. Fine. So thank you so much, guys. All the best, and I'll see you soon.